everybody, this is Deanna Coffin. I am your host of the Elevate Talk Show.
And I'm Adrianna Coffin, your co-host, and we're the mother-daughter talk show that's here to elevate your family. If you haven't done so already, please take a second to like this video and to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes.
Yes, and we are going to take you around the town in this episode to none other than one of my favorite places to visit, Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. Lake Junaluska is in the mountains right outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Just a beautiful place to go, to relax, to find respite, to retreat to. And we've been going there, I guess, probably for the last 17, 18 years. It's just always the place to go to. It almost feels like we're coming home. So please join us in our adventures to Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. We're going to be continuing our conversation, Adrianna and I, in our perspective segment about apprenticeships and really about other alternatives to a 4-year education, a 4-year degree. Not everybody wants to go to school for 4 or more years. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that and just some of the other choices and options that are out there. And then that will take us into our continuing the conversation segment, part 2 with Dr. Meghan McBride, Dr. Cheree Williams, and Dr. Irvin Clark. They are all departmental heads at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. We're going to be continuing our conversation with them in part 2 of an interview that I did several weeks ago with them. They really had some terrific things to say about what GPTC has to offer in the way of apprenticeships and other types of things. So please stay tuned for our interview with that. How about you, Adrianna? What else?
Yes, so in this week's Meal of the Week segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a really easy chicken quesadilla recipe, which is a great weeknight meal if you're short on time.
Very much so. It's yummy for your tummy, and it's also can be very nutritious, and of course, like she said, it's easy peasy to make. So you definitely want to stay tuned and look at the chicken quesadilla meal that she will be helping prepare today. So we have to take a break. Don't go away. We will be back. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. This is our perspective segment where Adrianna and I discuss a topic or answer a question, weigh in on a particular issue. And today's issue is talking about what are some alternatives to a 4-year degree. Not everybody wants to go to school for 4 years or more. First of all, college can be very expensive, especially nowadays. And, you know, people have different geniuses, different talents, different abilities, and there's so many jobs, so many occupations, so many vocations that don't require a 4-year degree. So we wanted to just kind of flesh that out, vet that a little bit. So let's talk about that. You know, our guests on our interview for the next segment are going to talk about apprenticeships, which is a great alternative to a 4-year degree. It's basically learn while you earn. But what are some other types of things that people can do to learn without necessarily having to go to school and, you know, be under a professor for 4 years?
Well, one thing that people can do if you're interested in being an entrepreneur and having your own business is to seek out business mentorships. There's a lot of business mentorship programs that allow you to learn from other people who are experienced business owners who can support you on your journey.
Absolutely. I mean, there are tons of courses that you can take, even online courses that you can take. I know my older daughter's taking your sister taking a photography course because she's an aspiring photographer. She's learning on the job with her sister-in-law, who is a very experienced photographer. So I guess that's sort of almost like its own little niche apprenticeship type thing. You know, we visited the new Black Wall Street Market. The new Black Wall Street Market is a project of Ben Allen. And Ben Allen has an entrepreneurial institute, just found that out recently, where he trains and offers all kinds of teaching, learning tools for entrepreneurs who want to know how to conduct their businesses better. So there are lots of options you yourself are looking at. Although you are pursuing a 4-year degree, can you share with them something what you're doing with your food?
Well, yes. So I am currently studying music and pursuing a bachelor's degree in that. But I also have a passion for the culinary arts, and I have taken online cooking classes,
Yes.
and I also plan on taking some more.
Yes, and so lots of things to do to learn that don't necessarily require a 4-year degree. So just some options, because I think we need options.
Yeah.
I think there isn't, what do you call, a one size fits all kind of thing. And I think whenever we have that mentality, it can put you in a bad place. You think you have to do what everybody else has to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you are pursuing a 4-year degree, I mean, some of these things can still be great additions to your education, because you don't always get everything you need in a university setting.
Well, and that is a word, and probably a word, something that we want to talk about maybe even for another show, because that is very much the truth. Well, we hope that gives you some options and some ideas. We need to take a little break, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show, and today we're going to be continuing our conversation on alternatives to 4-year degrees with Dr. Meghan McBride, Dr. Cheree Williams, and Dr. Irvin Clark.
And they are all departmental heads at Georgia Piedmont Technical College, GPTC, here in Atlanta, Georgia. Let me just tell you a little bit about each one of them. Dr. Meghan McBride is the Vice President of Adult Education at GPTC. Dr. Cheree Williams is the Vice President of Academic Affairs at GPTC. And then Dr. Irvin Clark, he is the Vice President of Economic Development. They all weighed in on the various programs that GPTC has to offer as far as apprenticeships are concerned. Really, really interesting, helpful information for anybody who's looking to pursue an apprenticeship and or certificates in other areas that may not need a 4-year degree, other jobs, other vocations that may not need a 4-year degree. Really, really super, super great information. So please tune in to our interview with our departmental heads from GPTC.
I have a psychology degree, but I'm an academic affairs VP.
Yes.
Oftentimes, a lot of us go to 4-year universities or 4-year institutions, and we start to work in something that we did not go to school for.
Exactly.
And I would say, from a technical education standpoint, we have a 100% placement rate. Our students go into the field that they study for. And I think that's so important when it comes to placement, because I mean, I know a lot of people who literally went to college and they're not doing what they went to college for.
It's funny because you said something there that touched this home again for me personally. Again, I have my youngest daughter, I was telling this to Dr. Clark, is a senior at Clayton State University. She's on full scholarship. She's had the Zell off. She will be graduating in 3.5 years. She graduates in December. She came in with a bunch of credits and all this kind of stuff. Very smart girl, very bright girl. She's a music major, very good pianist. Does not want to do piano. She's like, I'm going to finish this because you and Dad, y'all want me to finish this. But she is very passionate about culinary arts. She's just recently started her business, Coffin Confections. She's an excellent baker, but she'll be finishing up in December with a 4-year degree in music. She's like, I just want you to know, I will not be using this. This is for Dr. Clark. Where can and I think you spoke to this, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway. You can flesh it out a little bit more. Where can an employer seeking apprentice go if they want one? But you're saying that it's usually the employer that initiates it. Is that what you're saying, Dr. Clark?
Well, the employer can initiate it, but I would encourage any employer that's listening to this broadcast to reach out to me. And certainly I can leave my information for you. But being that Georgia Piedmont Technical College is a state-owned institution, and we're under the Technical College system of Georgia, we work closely with the system office to help employers get registered into the U.S. Department of Labor's apprenticeship program. That includes support in terms of the technical support that's needed to get the program off the ground, assistance with developing the curriculum that's specific to the program, and just navigating any and everything that goes along with that. And so myself and the team that I work with, in addition to Dr. Williams and her team, or Dr. McBride, will all be in there to make sure that that employer has the resources they need to get an apprenticeship program started. And because it would be a U.S. Department of Labor apprenticeship program, there's a lot of variations in terms of what areas we can focus on, as I mentioned earlier. So whether you're a small business or you're a large corporation, allied health, information technology, logistics, transportation, we can help support you. And I would encourage you to please reach out to us. We will come and visit you and work with you to get an apprenticeship program off the ground.
That's wonderful. That's terrific. Question, what specific programs, apprenticeship programs, does your school offer, does GPTC offer? And that could be
so currently we have 3 programs that we are currently offering right now. One is in mechatronics. And so that's really the area in advanced manufacturing or high-tech manufacturing. And so they focus on electrical, mechanical, and automation. We also offer an apprenticeship program in industrial maintenance right now. That's also in the area of high-tech and advanced manufacturing. And we are starting a program that will actually start in April of this year in wastewater management, or wastewater technician, I should call it. And that's a program that's going to be focused on individuals working in the wastewater field with some of our local municipalities. They're looking to kind of build their workforce. I just recently, as of yesterday, submitted the paperwork for a local company, to just give you an example, that is going to be starting a logistics apprenticeship program. And so they are excited about it. They're a small business. They want to bring through about 15 to 20 people in this apprenticeship program. And so I just submitted the paperwork with them yesterday, and we look forward to starting that program probably in June of this year. But those are the examples of programs that we have at the college currently.
Now, Dr. Williams, you spoke to how doing a program at a school like yours is just financially more affordable. It's just cheaper. It's just, can we flesh that out a little bit more?
Sure, we're $100 per credit hour. And that's affordable, but we also have 3 different pathways. So you can do what we call a TCC, which is a technical certificate of credit. We also have a diploma, and then we have degree. So you have various pathways. So if you don't want to do that 2-year pathway, you can do a diploma. Diploma is traditionally about a year long, and then a technical certificate is about a semester, maybe 2. So there's different pathways that you can take. So when we talk about feasible, if you do not want to go into a diploma or a degree, you can do a technical certificate. But we also have what are called high demand programs, which are free based on the governor discretionary in regards to what are high demand programs and careers that you can come for free for college. So there are programs that fall under that. We also have Hope Scholarship, Hope Grants. We have foundations that assist with funding, and then you are Pell Grant eligible if you fall into the bracket.
Well, that definitely makes things a lot more affordable, which is a big deal with college tuition skyrocketing, people going into debt. I have friends who have put mortgages on their house to put their kids through school. I told my kids we have 4, that won't be happening. Just want them to understand that we're not going to mortgage the house. But anyway, so this is such a wonderful alternative. I just wonder why more people aren't doing it. And I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier, that whole stigma. I think there's this one size fits all mindset, which is not, which doesn't serve us well as individuals, but also doesn't serve our country well. Which brings me to my last question, which is, how do you think, popularizing, I don't know if that's the right word, but getting the messaging out about apprenticeships and getting more people to do apprenticeships, how do you think that would change the economic landscape of this country, so many people are struggling. How do you think that if more people were to do apprenticeships would help us economically, personally, and as a country? And anybody can answer that. Anybody can speak to that.
I'm sure Dr. Clark has a thought on this, but I will go from a psychological perspective. If I show you different opportunities, I could literally impact and influence and educate next generations. And I think that is important. We're not only just working with current perceptions, we're working with generational perceptions. And oftentimes we have, in a lot of communities been taught college is expensive, college isn't the right choice, go work, and that is the pathway a lot of people take. So if I know better, I do better. So the idea is that if we can educate more people, give them the tools, give them the resources, and allow them to be models. We often talk about leaders not always being official, but unofficial leaders within a community, allow them to be highlighted and showcase them as apprentices that show the pathway that if you choose this option, this is what it leads to. We often, everybody wants to be a musician, everybody wants to be an athlete. Okay, the statistics to that are very low. So literally look at, and I'll use, for example, I needed to call a plumber, and he literally said he would come out and it would be $100 for the first hour to assess the situation. And I said, that's not fixing anything. And he said, that's the assessment. We haven't got to the cost yet. When we look at automotive and the industry of you going to get your car fixed, you can look at the parts and it's $37, but the labor was $147. So your bill is now $200. So I think it's just changing the mindset. This is about opportunity. It's not about categorizing you as enabled. It's literally providing you with resources to show you are capable and able. So I think it's just educational.
Absolutely. Yes. Anyone else want to speak to that?
And I want to lean more to the employer side and talk to our employers, because I think Dr. Williams did a good job talking to, I think, individuals who want to go into apprenticeships that are what we would call students. For our employers, this is an opportunity for you to really grow your workforce, or individuals who you may have positions that are in need to be filled, or you need upskilling. And you can work with our college, Georgia Piedmont Technical College, to really get those employees upskilled in a way where you are meeting your workforce needs. In apprenticeships, with their being earn and learn, they can go to school at the college, take that technical instruction through us. And as Dr. Williams described, we have many financial aid options that can help those students get in school and get their financial aid taken care of. But for employers, the college has a way through either economic development to customize that curriculum to align specifically with your workforce needs, or for them to go through our credit programs and still be able to meet your workforce needs through the credit programs we have, so that those employees can earn one of our credentials, whether it be a degree, a diploma, or a certificate. Apprenticeships are a really good opportunity to do that. And employee retention is something that is really celebrated when individuals are part of an apprenticeship program, because they stay, because most apprenticeship programs average about 3 years. And then the national data tells us that individuals who complete an apprenticeship that's at least 3 years long will stay for an average of about 7 years upon the conclusion of that apprenticeship program. And so that kind of points to the fact that individuals, once they're in that apprenticeship program, they feel like they are part of that workplace, that the company is investing in them. They're going to invest in that company, and they're going to stay and celebrate that investment through continuous work, which is what we want to do. And again, upskilling your employees, providing them that professional development is so important to not only stay competitive, but to ensure that you are providing every single opportunity for success with your organization. So I just encourage employers to think about apprenticeships and to contact us. We are excited about being able to support and work with you to help get an apprenticeship program launched. We will find a solution for you if you give us that opportunity.
Great. Now, Megan, you deal with adult education. How does are people in the adult education side of things, are they allowed, or can they do apprenticeships too?
So it really would depend on what the credentials would be required for the apprenticeship. Our students, by and large, lack a high school equivalency, or they lack a full command of the English language. So we do a lot of concurrent enrollment in our programs, Dr. Clark and I. And what we try to do is prepare the student for whatever level of literacy they need in order to enter the credit programs or the non-credit programs that Dr. Clark has. And so the answer is it depends on the student, what their credentials are, what their literacy is, that sort of thing.
Thank you all for taking time out of your very busy schedules to speak with my audience today. I think it's been extremely helpful. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. Now we are going to take you around the town to Lake Junaluska, North Carolina, which is really not too far outside of Asheville, North Carolina. It's in the mountains. One of my favorite places to visit. And it's just a place where we go to that makes us feel like we're home. It feels, when I get there, I feel relaxed. I feel like it's a place where I'm close to God, almost. Well, not really, almost, for real. What do you think? I mean, you've been there with us many, many, many times.
Yeah, I mean, it's very relaxing, and the mountains are very beautiful in the Lake Junaluska area. Or if you're looking for, you know, more things to do, you can always go into the city of Asheville, and there's lots of things you can do there. There's lots of restaurants, places to shop and stuff like that.
Absolutely. But Lake Junaluska is a special place for us, so please tune into our time at Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. One of our family's all-time favorite places to visit is the Lake Junaluska Conference Center in Lake Junaluska, North Carolina, located about 30 minutes from Asheville. The amazing lake views and magnificent mountains make it feel like a little bit of heaven on earth. Although the resort has a variety of lodgings, including hotels and inns, we usually rent a vacation house, which allows us to grill out and cook some of our own meals. During our stay at the lake, we spend lots of time outdoors exploring and taking in the lovely scenery. We especially enjoy taking walks along the Rose Walk, where we get to see a variety of spectacular roses and many other types of flowers. Because my husband and I are both avid photographers, we love taking pictures of the surroundings and using it as a backdrop for a photo shoot. Over the years, we have brought many family and friends to Lake Junaluska. It's a great place for family events and for marriage retreats. The nighttime views at the lake are just as spectacular as they are in the daytime, and we never leave the resort without spending time at Memorial Chapel. We love Lake Junaluska, and our family plans to visit there for years to come. Well, we hope you enjoyed our visit to Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. Please stay tuned. We need to take a short break, but we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. And in today's Meal of the Week segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make chicken quesadillas, which are a really easy weeknight meal for those nights when you're running short on time.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just a few steps, right?
Yeah.
To pull it together, you've got your tortilla, you've got your chicken, and for you, many times you've just used the chicken that was already from the deli that was already cooked. So you're just talking about chopping it up, adding a little bit of veggies.
Yeah, bell peppers and onions, and then you're ready to go.
And some cheese.
Yeah, or if you would like to use ground beef instead, you can also do that.
Right, that's right. So really quick, really easy, but really savory and filling. So take a look at Adrianna's Meal of the Week chicken quesadillas.
Hello, and today I'm going to be sharing a quick, easy meal of the week. So today's meal of the week is going to be chicken quesadillas. So it's super easy and you can put it together in about 5 minutes. So right here I've got some sauteed onions and bell peppers. I've got I've got yellow bell peppers and green bell peppers in here. And some onions. I just cut these up and sauteed these, but if you want to get a frozen pepper onion blend to make it easier, that's fine too. I've got some corn tortillas, I've got some cheddar cheese, and I've got a cut up rotisserie chicken. So I'm just going to start by spooning the peppers and onions onto the tortillas. So you just want to make sure you get enough of the peppers and onions on each tortillas. Let me put a little bit more on this one right here. So now I'm going to stick some chicken on top of each one. And this is super easy. You can just buy a rotisserie chicken, or if you want to just throw some fresh chicken breasts in the oven and cook it yourself, that's fine too. So there we go. So now I'm going to stick a piece of cheddar cheese right on top. And I'm going to stick these in the oven, and the cheese is going to melt and everything's going to cook together, and it'll be very gooey and delicious. So I'm just going to push this cart to the side, and I'm going to stick these in the oven. So you're just going to let those cook for about 10 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you the final results. Hello, and the quesadillas are done. They look very delicious, and once you take them out the oven, of course they're flat, but in order to serve them, you can just fold them over, and they will stick nicely because of the nicely gooey melted cheese. So I'm just going to fold these over. And there you go. There, you've got a nice, easy dinner that's delicious, and your whole family will love it. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. Our time together is almost over, but before we go, we have a couple of things that we'd like to share with you. The Elevate Talk Show has created a new free business directory, so if you're looking for a place where you can connect with some new customers, this is a great resource for you. All you need to do to become a part of our business directory is to subscribe to our channel and then make a comment with your name, your business name, and your contact information, your phone, email address, and your business website address, and then we'll list you in our business directory for free.
Yeah, I mean, free is free, right?
Yeah.
Great way to get your information out there and to share with others what you do, and give others an opportunity to, to connect with you. The second thing that we would like to share with you is our new Elevate Talk Show refrigerator magnets. We gave out the first several that we ordered. This is that we're actually on our second order of Elevate magnets, which is wonderful. This can be yours. All you got to do is go to our channel, subscribe to the show, and send us your contact information, and we'll mail one of these right out to you. So do that today. What else?
Yes, so you can watch us every week on YouTube. We upload each week. You can also catch us on DeKalb County's Public Access Channel 25 on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Or you can stream us live at DeKalb25.com at 7 p.m. on Sundays as well.
Yes, and so we want to thank you for tuning in to the show. The show is growing by leaps and bounds. We have added subscribers. We're adding subscribers weekly. We are so thankful that for our audience, because we really wouldn't have a show if you guys weren't watching. So thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Well,